Um, what I do and what I did here was explain tricks that I have taken from other people, geniuses in magic, and try to make them better. And for me, that's my gift, to be able, or maybe not even, maybe make them better is being very presumptuous. Just make them slightly different, changing their structure to suit me, and hopefully to also fool magicians. So I've been doing that all my life, you know, reading about a trick, doing it, and then trying to, after doing it for a while, I know what feels wrong in it for me, so then I would change it. I've also done the fact that I've read a move. It's the cascade control of Charlie Miller's, for instance, in a book, and I misunderstood the instructions. So I came up with a different way of doing it, which I like. It's the Charlie Miller cascade control is a very small movement. This my control, cascade control, also calling it, is a huge dropping. It's a one-handed thing, and you can do multiple cards with it. So sometimes a mistake is good, you know. I think that's how they invented penicillin, by mistake. So inventing tricks can be very difficult if you start, you know, inventing effects. But if you listen to what someone tells you, it can be a layperson, another magician, or your teacher, or you can, you know, you can get suggestions. You can have, I call them problems. Basically because Hofstadter had his problems, right? And problems are difficult to find. It's not easy to imagine a magical effect, a problem. It is, at least for me, it's a lot easier to find the solutions. So that's what I do. I try to find solutions to magic tricks that I'm not satisfied with. As for making the Triumph better, I would never call my Triumph better than the original. It's as simple and as beautiful as can be. Mine is quite complex, and it has other requirements. I mean, there's always a trade-off. When you use something else, there's always a trade-off. For instance, when you use the cooler product placement, there's a trade-off because you're going to use a gimmick. But it does make the deck switching a lot easier, I think, for a lot of people. So always there's a trade-off. So you should always be, as a magician, equipped with different kinds of skills, different kinds of techniques that you can incorporate into each situation. I mean, for instance, a back palm of the card may not always be suitable if you're surrounded. So you should have different techniques. In the beginning, in the beginning of my magical career, it was mostly books, just books, and doing them for lay people. And when I got to know magicians, yes, then, and now more than ever, I learned new magic mostly from other magicians. We trade ideas. When you travel around, you get to see wonderful techniques, wonderful routines, and some of them are published, and when they're published, well, you can start using them with the permission of the author. So, and also when I lived in Spain, being able to see Juan as often as I did, I would often get private tutelage, if you will, or a 2-hour lecture in his living room. You know, just sitting there alone and drinking tea. So, yes, originally we had discussed starting the filming here in Japan, but for problems of carrying the big camera around, lugging it around, it wasn't brought along with this trip. But yes, we have discussed it with Miguel Angel and Danny, and we've also considered doing it in Finland. So we don't know where we're going to do it, but we know we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. And probably I'll be explaining my Triumph in Fat Brothers 3, yes.
Great. Right.
Oh, Danny keeps pulling it away from my fingers. Says, you must.